Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to share today's video. It is going to be 15 fall and winter fashion hacks, and I am very confident that these are all little tips and tricks that you may not have thought of or you haven't seen. So I'm really excited to share them in today's video, and if you love these fashion hack videos, definitely give it a thumbs up and share this with a friend who would love to see these hacks as well. I have a running list I want to share with you guys as far as fashion and life hacks, but I can't share them all in today's video. So make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more of my tips and tricks. But for today's video, I am focused on hacks that you will be using throughout the fall and winter seasons. Before we jump in, if this is your first time joining me for a video, or if you haven't yet subscribed, I would love to have you join my fashion community here and take a look at some of my recent videos. I share lots of try-on hauls, and throughout those videos I share a lot of styling tips and why I pair things with what and multiple ways to wear them. So if you like that type of content, definitely consider subscribing. I'd love to have you. And if you want to keep up day to day, give me a follow over on Instagram. My handle is strawberrychicxo, and a lot of times I preview my videos from YouTube over on Instagram stories. So that's where you can find me a lot more like day to day. During the fall and winter, I love wearing my over the knee boots, but I'm not gonna lie, they are not the easiest or most enjoyable shoe to put on, especially if they're like the skinny, like well fit, stretchy, like suede boots like these are. It's just like, I feel like you're always just like pulling up on them and trying to get them all the way up over your knee. So I have a very simple way that you can get these off and on. All you need to do to take them off, you actually just start at the top and fold them down. And I actually store them this way as well. This material is not going to crease. Now I wouldn't do that with leather, although I don't think you could even fold the leather boots to get them off. Anyway, so I actually store them folded over. That saves space in my closet. And then when you go to put them on, you just have basically half the material to work with. You just slip them on, and then you can roll them up your leg. And that also helps prevent any bunching if you're wearing a jean underneath or a legging, anything like that. Next, I have a super easy way that you can clean your suede boots, and I promise this works. It really, like when you hear it, you'll probably be like, there's no way that works. But trust me, I actually have a before and after I will insert here, because luckily they have not got dirty since I cleaned them up in that video. All you need to do is take an eraser, and a regular eraser will do. This is actually a suede cleaning like kit eraser I bought off Amazon. If that will make your life easier, you can just buy that. I will link it down below. This side is smooth, just like an pencil eraser, and then the gray side has a little more texture to it. So if the smooth side is just not getting it off, you can try this one that's a little more abrasive. And you just go over the little stain and it just kind of buffs it right out, especially the watermarks. So every closet needs some Scotch Guard. You can use this on your suede. It even says like handbags and hats and all of that. I find that I really just need them on my suede boots. So every season I actually give them like a little clean with the lint roller. I clean off any of the watermarks from last season, and then I re-spray the shoe so they're ready to go for the next season. And I have talked about Scotch Guard before here on my channel. I have worn boots, like suede boots, in New York in the rain, just walking around, and this repels like salt stains, water stains, all of that good stuff, and it's really affordable to protect your nice suede boots. So when using this, I suggest to use it on your new boots. That way they come like as clean as can be, and you don't have to worry about like sealing any dirt in them. And you definitely want to have like a lighter hand with this. They say it's better to do 2 light coats than it is to do 1 heavy coat. And the key with this is just giving it the time it needs to dry. So when you initially spray this on, it will make your boots look darker as it's kind of wet on there, and then they dry lighter in color. And I personally haven't noticed any like color changing from using this, but you could always like test it on your boots. If you are hesitant to try it, just try it in an area that won't be as noticeable and see if it does change the color. But I personally haven't had that issue with that. So next, let's talk about a simple way to store your boots. I love storing mine upright, that way there's no creases in them, and it also saves space since everything is vertically it won't end up as wide if they end up being folded. So I purchased these like boot shapers, I guess you can say, and I was looking at the prices of these and they run about $15 for a pair, which is insane considering this is literally just plastic and very cheap metal, maybe. So instead you will save a lot of money by actually just buying some pool noodles. You can find them at the Dollar Tree and you can just cut them to the length of your boot and stick those inside your boots to keep them nice and stored throughout the season. If you have a pair of black suede boots, I know black can hide a lot, but I also feel like it is a major culprit and just shows so much. Like these boots haven't worn since last winter and it just has dust covered all over them. So easy way to clean these is just using a lint roller. It just picks up that fuzz and keeps them clean. You don't have to worry about getting out any cleaners and potentially messing them up. Just use a lint roller if you have it. You could even use tape as well. But I find the lint roller doesn't pull as much of the suede off of the boot. So as you can see, this lint roller definitely seen better days. So I actually had a little bit of a fail when I was filming this video and my fabric shaver decided to open up and all of the fuzz stored inside this went everywhere. It was very fun. So I just used the lint roller really quickly to pick up all of that. So leading into my next fashion hack, if you don't already have one of these fabric shavers, I actually mentioned this in my OG fashion hacks video on my channel, which bless the growth is all I have to say about that. It's always a little cringy looking at your old videos, but wow, how much changes in just like 2 or 3 years. We got straight teeth. Yeah, just lots of growth over those years. But in that video, I did mention this fabric shaver, and this is the same one, still going strong. This is a closet must-have. Speaking of that, I will link my closet must-haves down below, just in case you're curious and wanting to see. So this thing will save your sweaters and your coats year after year. It's normal for sweaters to get like friction, especially under the arm, around the forearm. On your winter coats, the same thing will happen no matter the quality of them. That's just going to happen. So what you can do is use this fabric shaver, simply go over the area that has that pilling. It will remove it and make it look brand new. Now people do say you can use a regular razor as well, but razors ain't cheap. And I just don't want, like, the razors that I have like lots of conditioning stuff on them. So I personally would rather just buy this. It's been in my closet since that fashion hacks video, so a couple years now, and I feel like it's a better like long-term investment. So take that with a grain of salt. If you want to use a razor, you could try that, but I swear by this thing. You can also use it on like your furniture. If you have like upholstered furniture that's kind of pilling, this will do the job for that as well. So yeah, this is a must-have. So during the fall especially, I love wearing like skirts, especially suede skirts and leather skirts. And if you purchase a new skirt and it comes with like a fold in it from packaging, what you need to do is actually steam it from the inside. If you do it on the outside, it's just gonna get wet because this is, you know, a fake material. But I recently got this skirt, had a big crease right across here, and all I did was run the steamer really quickly on the inside and it took it right out. And I love to store my skirts on the hanger clips. This is actually a bonus hack. I forgot to count this one in. So we have 17 hacks in this video. But I love to store them like this because if you fold them, they're just gonna get like a crease in them. And this also saves space. So I just purchased these little clips. However, if you go straight on the material like this, you are going to get dents in the skirt. This happens with suede as well. So a little tip on preventing that. All you need is like tissue paper. You can even barely see the tissue paper. Crazy. So these a lot of times come like folded in new clothing, and I just buy a lot of clothing, so I have these on hand, I guess. But all you do is fold these and use them as a protective barrier over where the clip is going to go. That way you don't get any dents in your leather or suede skirts. Next, I have a couple different tips and tricks when it comes to hats. I am a big fan of hats year round. I wear straw hats in the summer. I love wearing like these felt hats in the fall especially. So every time I get a new hat, it always comes kind of messy in the mail and it comes with dents. And don't let that deter you, because all you need to do is take a steamer to the brim of the hat. Just a couple seconds. You don't have to like hold it there forever. I would say just running it across there, maybe max 10 seconds, just enough to heat it up. And then you just lay it on the ground to let it cool, and that will just reshape the hat. So when I first got this hat back in the Nordstrom anniversary sale, when it came, I had a friend over who was helping me with steaming because I had just had a baby 3 weeks prior. So she was just helping me get ready for my big Nordstrom sale haul. And she was like, this hat, I don't know if you're gonna like this hat. It was floppy and no one likes a floppy hat. So it was just kind of like sad. And I was like, nope, let me show you this little tip. So I gave it a steam and it just added this beautiful structure to it. So it no longer is floppy, it has that structure, and it also is like not dented. So just take the steamer and give that a try with your hats. Another little hack I have for you, if you hate getting like makeup transfer on the brim, the inside brim of your hats, like mine has makeup on it. I probably should do this. But you know, say you plan to like resell it in a year, buy a new hat or whatever the reason, all you need to do is take a strip of moleskin. You can just get this off of Amazon. This actually comes in handy for a lot of different things. Like if you have shoes that give you really bad blisters, you can just cut off the size that you need and it will give it a softer cushion. So along the heel of your shoes, I guess that's technically another little hack. But yeah, just put a little bit of the moleskin on the front of your hat, and that will help prevent the makeup transfer onto your hat. My next little tip, this hat is actually adjustable, but not all hats are. So if you accidentally buy a hat that's way too big, I actually need to do this to my favorite summer Brixton hat. This extra small was too small, but the small is a little big. So all you need to do is go on Amazon. They have this like padded foam. I don't know what it's called or what it's actually used for. But all you have to do is, depending on how big your hat is, you can get one a little bit thinner. I would say to start conservative with the padding because you definitely don't want it to be too tight. So just a little bit will go a long way as far as the thickness. And you can just pop that on, I would say do it on the back just so it's not on the front of your head, just in case like you take it off and you have a little dent there. So just put the foam right on the back or even the side of the hat, and that will just give it a little extra tightness on your head. So another style tip that I use throughout the fall and winter when wearing longer sleeves is how to get a casual roll to your sleeve. So I feel like it's kind of out of style. I probably did this back in the day. Instead of like rolling your shirts kind of perfectly, like twice, all you want to do is grab the inside or outside. The inside's easier to grab. So grab the inside of your sleeve and just roll it over halfway one time. So it doesn't look perfectly rolled over. That gives it a more casual look. And that's something I pretty much do like every single day when wearing long sleeves. It just prevents the top from being like bulky on your arm and also gives it a more relaxed look. My next little tip, I mentioned this in my try-on hauls, probably every single try-on haul, because I have been really into bodysuits lately. But if you just aren't on the bodysuit bandwagon, I would say give it a try. I mean, at first when they started like coming out with bodysuits, I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna wear like 2 thongs, you know? Like, I just don't need that in my life. So I actually never button these. You can just tuck them in, and the material of a bodysuit is just gonna stay put. You can even, you know, tuck it under, but you don't have to fasten it and get a wedgie. So I just wanted to mention that as a little tip, because in case you don't watch like my regular try on hauls where I share those tips and tricks, definitely give the bodysuit a try because they just give you such a nice like clean tucked look, especially when you're layering throughout the fall and winter with ponchos and cardigans and all of that good stuff. But if you just are worried that they'll be uncomfortable, you don't even have to worry about it. Just don't fasten it. Plus it's a lot easier to go to the restroom. I am really a dress lover, like year round. I'm just more comfortable in dresses, and it's definitely the item that I have like the most in my wardrobe. So to really make dresses work in the fall and winter, you can give them a completely different look by layering a sweater over top of the dress. And that will make it, for one, look a little more casual, but also extend your wardrobe as well. So you may look at a dress and it's a little bit thinner, you don't know if you'll be warm enough, and there's definitely ways to make it work by pairing it with over-the-knee boots or just a knee-high boot in general and tights underneath, and then layering a sweater over top. And you can also do a little hack here if you want to bring your shape in with the sweater. You can add a belt over top of the sweater, and you can either leave it like that if it's laying nicely, but you can also pull the sweater out from under the belt, and that will make it look like it's tucked in, but it's actually just tucked in to the belt. So that will definitely help extend your wardrobe, especially if you are a dress lover like me. So speaking of sweaters, I wanted to kind of re-mention different ways that you can tuck these throughout the season, and I feel like that makes or breaks the styling of your outfit. Of course, you can just, if the sweater's hanging nicely, you can leave it out, but I feel like adding that simple tuck or using that belt hack gives the look a completely different look, and again, gives you just more ways to extend your wardrobe. So let's go over a couple different ways to tuck your sweaters this season. So the first way is definitely the one that I use the most, and I have talked about this. I actually have a dedicated video to tucking in different tops, from dressier blouses to thicker sweaters. I think I cover pretty much everything in that video. So if you're looking for specific tips, I would direct you to that video. But my go-to way is definitely just a simple front tuck. And the easiest way to do that is kind of going with a less is more approach. So don't get a ton of material and try to start tucking it into your pants, especially if you have a bulkier sweater. All you need to do is take just the end of the fabric and just kind of barely tuck that into your jeans. That way there's not a ton of bulky material through there. Then just kind of tuck the rest under to let it lay a little bit flatter. My next tucking trick, and I use this a lot with midi skirts. This is actually one of my favorite looks, especially for winter. It's kind of like a monochromatic sweater with a midi skirt. Just so pretty, especially for the holidays. But you definitely don't want to tuck your sweater into the skirt because that's just going to make your waistline look really bulky, and no one wants that. So all you need to do is tuck the end of your sweater into your bra all the way around, and then it's just going to be kind of folded over, and it will give the illusion that it is tucked into your skirt, but it's actually tucked into your bra. So the third way to tuck in a sweater, and this is kind of what I was talking about when kind of mixing up your wardrobe and layering a sweater over a dress. If you are wearing a dress, you can't obviously tuck the sweater into your bra. So all you need to do is put a belt over the sweater, secure it, and then you're just going to pull the sweater up and over to cover the belt, and that will give the illusion that it is tucked in, and it will also be really secure with the belt around your waistline and also flatter your waistline as well. This next tip is definitely for my petite girls, but even if you're not petite, I feel like there are ways and times when you would want to use this hack as well. So if you have a pair of leggings that are too long and kind of bunching around the ankles, there's one way where you could just kind of pull the material up and cover it with your shirt if it's kind of bunched up above your belly area. But another simple way that you can shorten the length of your leggings is actually just folding them under. And I feel like this also makes the leggings look a little dressier. Instead of having that stitched bottom, you'll have a nice, like, clean looking legging. So this is a great little hack that you can use even if you're not petite to give your leggings a more like clean and finished look. I hope you enjoyed today's fall fashion hacks. Definitely let me know what you thought of these tips and tricks down in the comments below, or if you learned something new, I would love to hear it. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. That helps out my channel, and it's a free way to support the content. And if you're looking to shop any of the items I was wearing in today's video or I shared, they are all linked down in the description box below. You can also find the link to my blog and Instagram and all that good stuff if you want to see more of my content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!